That's juicy here with V-Sensei. Today's movie review is Maleficent.
Maleficent. I can't pronounce it.
Maleficent.
I can't pronounce it. But whatever. It's directed by Robert Stromberg. This is his directorial debut, and it's obviously based on
Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty. But apparently it's a French thing. It's actually called Little Briar Rose by the Brothers Grimm. This movie, obviously, you should all know that it stars Angelina Jolie, Sharlto Copley, the guy that was in District 13, Elle Fanning, Sam Riley, Imelda Staunton, Juno Temple, Leslie Manville. So
you know Angelina Jolie's daughter is in it?
Yes. I think
cameo?
Was she like the
She's the
kid?
young Aurora.
Yeah, she was the kid version.
So she's the only one that wasn't scared of her mom in the costume, apparently. That's what
Wait.
Remember? You were probably asleep. I think this guy fell asleep in the movie. I heard some snoring.
So what's this film about? It's basically the retelling of the Sleeping Beauty classic, but with a twist. It's told from the perspective of...
It's Aurora speaking, though.
It's Aurora speaking.
She's the narrator.
She's the narrator. So it's not Sleeping Beauty, but with live action. So it's not that, so don't expect that. Yeah, so what did you like about it, Lee Sensei?
I liked that it was a different viewpoint. It was... I don't know, it was really creative, just how they presented the backstory of Maleficent. And I don't know, I'm always one to root for the underdog and for, like, just think of what if, you know, I don't care about the good guy always winning kind of thing. So I liked how they made the former bad guy into... You had more empathy for her and everything. So, you know, yeah.
Any highlights?
The whole jaded lover kind of thing, I thought that was kind of, you know, that part of her character hinged on that, right? Well, yeah, like just to see how her relationship blossomed with the very child that she had cursed. That was cool. Which is totally creative because like that just never happened in the original, right?
I think the whole time I was thinking, does this happen in the original?
No.
I was like, are they trying to refilm the original? But it's not. So what I basically enjoyed the most for this film was Angelina Jolie's return to the big theater, the big screen. Because, I mean, last time she's been in theaters was for The Tourist, which I didn't watch, and that was in 2010. And then there was Salt, which I did watch, and it wasn't that amazing either. But it was just great to see her back, and I really liked the chemistry she had with the people around her, especially Crow Servant, played by Sam Riley. I think I just love how she's so condescending, but at the same time, it's like... It's like you understand where she's coming from. Like it's just frustration. I don't know. It's the way that she carries herself that's really enjoyable. Yeah. Another big thing I think was the whole 16-year-old thing. I really enjoyed how Elle Fanning actually looks like a 16-year-old.
How old is she? Maybe she is 16.
She is 16.
Wow.
She is 16.
Good casting.
Great casting.
Good casting.
Though Philip is 24, so that's why it was kind of awkward.
Yeah, that's why the kiss didn't work.
So that was an interesting perspective. And just change of pacing.
Visual effects? I thought it was okay. Visually, it was nice. It was cool.
Yeah, I especially liked her flying choreo. That was pretty fun.
I didn't expect her wings to be like feathery though.
Oh,
because
I mean, true.
From the cartoon, they're like more bat-like, right? But these were like feathery eagle wings.
Yeah. And I like how it was like done in a way where it actually felt like it was realistic, the way that it moves. So there's like attention to detail, because I think that's really important when you have these like magical powers, and I think if you ground it in something like how a bird would actually fly using them, that's always nice. Oh, and I actually also like the Crow Servant with his transforming. It was pretty nice.
It looked really real.
Yeah.
The animated and then even when the crow like bows and does the human actions.
Well, I mean,
It's kinda cool.
I sort of
It's funny.
expected that because you know, looking at the budget of 180 million, that's probably where most of the money went. And also, just to talk about the king himself, Sharlto Copley, I would say he had an interesting performance, like given the subject matter and, like you said, the different perspective of just the twist.
But his character was pretty one-dimensional.
Yeah.
When he became an adult, like the young king or whatever, or future king, was kind of interesting. But then he just kind of jumped from kid who was curious and then had still some good in him. So all of a sudden, this idiot.
Yeah. I think that was lacking in the sense of just storytelling. I think he could have pretty much done a lot better if he was given a better script. I think the way that it was written, and I think the pacing really affected the whole king's development. Because every time you saw him, it was just him being obsessed, but it didn't really connect as much because you would be more connected and relatable to Aurora and Maleficent. But when it goes to the king, it's just like, oh, Just drag. Let's go back to Maleficent.
I guess they couldn't afford enough screen time for it.
Probably. So, were there any major things that were like dislikable?
The ending kind of seemed thrown together. Like they put the elements of like the curse, and then her getting pricked, and then like the fight. Yeah, and the fact that everything kind of worked out at the end. It was almost too stereotypical, the ending. Like I wish they you expect a happy ending, but at the same time you want something a little bit more. I don't know what it would have been, but just the way it ended was okay.
And yeah, I think pacing issue also affected the beginning too. I think I actually enjoyed the whole getting to know Maleficent as a child. Maleficent as a child, and I think that could have been you can have drawn out a bit more.
I think my favorite part was probably the first 2/3 of the movie, maybe. The latter half was like, kind of.
Yeah.
It felt kind of dumb. Well, not dumb, but it's just like you knew kind of like these things are gonna happen, and it's just how they're gonna do it, right? And then when you see how they do it, you're like, oh, okay, that's what they did. Okay.
Yeah. Because I mean, the curse has to happen, the pricking has to happen, the kiss has to happen.
I like the little twist. Between the
twist,
the kiss.
The twist kiss was nice.
Yeah, I expected it, actually. I didn't expect it that soon, though.
Like, I expected somebody else, but then they're like, oh, it doesn't seem like it's going to happen, but it should be like this.
Actually, you know what? I actually almost wanted to tear up. I was like, yeah.
Because, I mean...
But I didn't expect it to happen that soon, like, right after.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
expected, like, maybe, it's going to take...
It's like a lineup of kissing.
Yeah, or like a couple years or something, or I don't know.
That would have been interesting.
Because then during those few years, something could have happened, right? But
if they dragged out the ending could have been more powerful. I think. I think that's the biggest flaw in this movie, that the ending felt very fast paced compared to the rest of the movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say another thing. I like the character design. I thought was cool. Like, what is Maleficent gonna look like as a child? Like you see her like in the cartoon, she's this black evil robes and stuff, and to see her like her fairy form, she doesn't look like the other fairies, but. Well, I don't know.
But its storytelling is justified that she was the strongest fairy, and I think I
like how they had her actually presented. Like she was innocent, but at the same time she wasn't like cute and cuddly either.
Yeah, like not your tiny fairy.
Yeah, exactly. So it was believable to see her transform into the evil queen,
for sure,
right?
for sure.
And then not, whatever.
And then I think
I like that.
That was pretty good. Yeah, so I think the highlight for this movie pretty much is Angelina Jolie. Storytelling, somewhat. I think it's kind of nice to have a retelling of a classic. Sort of like reminds kids maybe, hey, there's this old thing you could watch, but... I think one thing though, it's like, watching this movie did not make me want to watch the original.
Yeah. I
did not feel like I should go back and reminisce.
No, because this is so much better than the original. Yeah. To me, anyway. I actually don't think I've seen the original in entirety.
I think I've seen it, but I can
better.
never finish it in one sitting. It's always like bits,
boring.
Or then I'll forget and I'll have to rewatch it. I'm like, oh. So, would you recommend this film?
Yes, but then I'm pretty easy. I like sappy kind of films sometimes. I'm a sap, so. And I don't watch a lot of films, so. But I will remember this one because I liked it. Yeah, it's got Angelina Jolie and.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
she looks good in black leather. She always does.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would recommend it just for her, like just to see her come back and just to have this performance. I think, sure, you can say it's a drag compared to everything else.
In a way, you could say the storyline is like a metaphor too. I knowing her and her activist kind of stances and stuff and everything, like just the two kingdoms battling. Like one is purely like I think it's a metaphor for just mankind, like abusing the earth and blah, 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 environment and blah blah blah. And then you have the Moors. Yeah, it was all beautiful and natural and everything's they just mind their own business. They're not trying to attack the other kingdom or anything. They're just fending them off. And so I don't know. I think there's a little bit of social commentary buried in there too. At least that's what I read when I watched it.
Alright, so that is it for this movie review for
Maleficent.
Thank you, Lee Sensei, for coming
Thank
and
you
visiting.
for having me. SGC here!
And we are out!